Get this party started. All right, it is November 5th. So many exciting things. Did everybody get to watch the live?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I know there was kind of no real hidden surprises. Word had already gotten out and people had been posting about the bundle, but the surprises to me were all of the free gifts with purchase. So I thought that was really cool. Has anyone tried the salted caramel shake? Because I know they had it in Australia.
I feel like Anne might have. Is Anne on?
Have.
I want to say Carla tried it too. Is Carla on the phone?
I don't see Carla.
I don't see her. I'm excited for this one. I love salted caramel anything, so I am super excited about this one myself.
Half chocolate, half salted caramel.
You're gonna mix them up?
Probably. I mean, obviously try it first on its own, but I'll probably end up mixing it.
Yeah.
That's
So
an awesome suggestion.
what was that?
That's an awesome suggestion, the chocolate. Can we put bits of pretzel pieces in it too?
I bet. And then sea salt caramel ice of delights on top. Oh, I mean, honestly, I could just see how this is going to be marketed as we move forward. There's Anne. Anne, have you tried the salted caramel? No? I knew there was one from Australia you tried. Maybe it was the E-Shot. I can't remember. All right. So guys, I already sent you guys my hit 'em up message. So feel free to copy it. If there's a typo, Lisa will find it and let me know, I'm sure. And, copy, tweak it, make it what you want. But I wanted to make sure I messaged you guys first so you could do with it what you wanted. So
wait, I'm sorry, Cindy, I didn't get to watch the live. Is it on? Is it recorded? So which one is it on?
I haven't
Business?
looked to see if it's in Isogenics Business yet, but it should be. That's where they usually have them out.
Thank you.
You might still be able to watch it if you go to Isogenics Live too. Has anyone done that after the fact? Gina? Yeah. Yeah, if you just go to isogenicslive.com, you'll be able to see it. So it was well done. What I was excited about was all the freebies with purchase. And guys, just so you know, like what I did, I taped it to my computer already. I printed out all of the codes and I posted it in HHP. If you haven't seen it already, just print it out. It has all of the codes because if we forget to add the free product in and use the code, we don't get the product. So today is the last day to add the content oil to your new enrollments. That ends today. But for the 2 ionics with 1 free sleep spray and the free diffuser with the entire oil set, those are going on till December 30th, running along with this promotion. So I just printed them all off on a little sheet and stuck it to my computer to hopefully remind me as I'm placing orders or enrolling people to not forget. But customer service is so great, you guys. I enrolled 2 people over the weekend and I totally dropped the ball and forgot. And I called and they honored it and sent them their oil. So try to be mindful of that. We don't want poor customer service getting a million phone calls a day. Remind your teams to use the codes. Just keep doing that, and let's try to keep it as easy on customer service as possible. But we've got to put those codes in ourselves. All right. How about any other questions around new products, codes? Everybody saw the E-Shop promotion. I loved the protein ball exchange idea instead of a cookie exchange. I thought that was such a darling idea. The bundle with the free raspberry cheesecake. I assume they are doing that because they're overstocked in raspberry cheesecake, but let it to be to our benefit. And if that's not one of your favorite shakes, that'd be a great gift to give someone too. So think about that if you're, doing sip and samples or any kind of social between now and the holidays, maybe offer that free product that you don't want as a gift for the person who brings the most guests. I mean, I'm always trying to get more guests at my meetings, so that's what I plan on doing, is giving a prize to the people who bring the most guests. Or if they're little things, maybe, everyone who brings a guest gets, a few of the Ice of Delights from the variety pack or something like that. But be creative with that. Anything else new product-wise, you guys, that you want to talk about? All right, so what I did was I hit them up. I hit them up to all of you guys first, then all of my personally enrolled. And then I have one more group that are not personally enrolled, but they're people that don't have an active sponsor. And so I add them to that group so they get the messages too. So everyone gets that text message. I send an email out to my personally enrolled, anyone who subscribes to my emails through ISO for Well. So it could be you guys, many of your team members might get my email as well. And I send one to my prospects too. So anytime there's new products like this or exciting announcements, I do have a group in my constant contact for my prospects, and they get that as well. And then of course I'll be posting it. So that's what I do. Anyone else have any other ideas on things that you're doing with all the new announcements? Pretty similar? Okay. All right. So next up, I wanted to chat about Welcome Home. Is anyone having any success with bringing people back from Welcome Home? Any questions or anything around that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't understand when it talks about people who are qualified for the Welcome Home. Why isn't not the terminated people? Like, to me, it's backwards. It should be the terminated people, not the people who are just inactive. That I don't understand that.
They did that last time too.
Right, but I don't think it's the ones that it's only the ones that were terminated because it ended or whatever. I think they can be. It's the ones that maybe there was a bank issue or whatever that Isogenics terminated them. I think there's a difference.
But if we have somebody saying they are terminated, they're not going to qualify.
Right, they don't show up green. Only,
No. The only people that show up green are people that are still active.
They just happen to be
haven't
inactive.
ordered anything.
Correct.
It sounds backwards.
I know. That's
But
what they did.
how are we welcoming them back in essence? Couldn't they just place an order?
Exactly, because they're just inactive, really.
Right.
Well, they have to pay their $29, except for with this deal, they don't have to pay the $29.
And they get the 10%, and they get, I mean, my goodness, they can buy a value pack and save $58 on that. Plus, would they still get would they still get the 29 back too?
But these people are usually the latest one that we've got is 2017, the oldest, and really, I mean, these people didn't want to be here anymore, and offering them all of this stuff, which they're not really interested in at the moment, even though we try to reach out to them. It's almost a waste of our time to a certain extent, and they still got time, they still got place in the tree, and they don't care about it anyway. So to me, I think they could come up with a much better thing for the people that are really inactive and terminated. Let's try to bring them back.
Randy, message your regional. You have Kristen. Message
Kristen.
her.
Yeah.
I gave that feedback to John Raines. I messaged him on that. I would love to see Welcome Home go back to all terminated people. So we maybe
Right.
get
Me
some people
too.
that are long gone back again.
So you're really welcoming them home.
Really
Yeah.
welcoming
Yeah,
back.
I'll reach out to
Because
Kristen.
we've had a dozen people come back the second time around, and they actually are much stronger the second time around. That's what I was really hoping this was for. So that I was kind of bummed when I saw that wasn't it at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, this is Lori. I have so many people come back when they're terminated. I have 2 this week. And if they did it that way, then they would truly count as a new enrollment. There would be no reason they wouldn't count towards all the incentives too, because they're completely terminated with a brand new account. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with why. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't want to offer, like I feel like they feel like it's unfair for us to get, like for those people who count towards Disney or iPads for us seasoned people that have all these terminated people, than it is for a brand new person. Like it changes the field maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Right, because they don't count for Disney or the iPad.
Yeah, but they should if they were. Now my terminated people that are coming back will, but they're not getting the welcome back thing.
They're not getting the 29, and it's not even just free enrollment. The 10% on the next order, or the $10 on the next order, the 10% on their first order, plus the 29. Quite a bit of a bundle.
Yeah, I'm just saying if they offer it to terminated people, then it seems like it should count towards all those promotions because they're really a brand new person. And I'm guessing that's where these weird decisions maybe come because they're trying to be also fair with the incentive. I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't want to give out 5 million iPad Pros.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they care about that as much as they're like here, let's just say my brand new person says, well, geez, that's not fair. That's so much, Lori can enroll 8 people that were terminated with a welcome back promotion have even more in her back pocket than I do as a new person. Does that make sense? Like, I'm wondering if that has anything to do with them not having a reasoning for them. They don't want them to account for both. And if they were terminated, there'd be no reason that they wouldn't.
Yeah, that could be.
That's the only thing I can think of. I think I'm confusing people, but I don't know.
No, that makes sense. And maybe, from past contests, like when they've had you could go back and get somebody entered in the Ice of Body Challenge and get a point towards whatever a past challenge was. And if you had 500 people on your team or more or whatever, then you could reach out to all those people about getting in the Ice of Body Challenge. So they may have found exactly what you're saying, Lori, that wasn't fair in essence.
Yeah.
Same concept.
Yeah. Jamie, I see your question on the ISA delivery. I'm hoping Lisa and Erica are going to corporate this weekend for a mastermind meeting, and I'm hoping maybe they talk about it and let them know how successful of a promotion it was. I hope it comes back too. I know for me that's huge, because how many of us have Amazon Prime accounts, and we love the fact that we don't have to pay shipping every single time. I mean, even though you pay it, the $99 a year, you're saving overall. So I'm really hoping that was a huge hit and that comes back. But great question, and hopefully if we hear anything during this weekend event, they can bring it back to us next week.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm sorry, side note, if any of you have college kids, get your Amazon Prime account under them, because it's only $49. So just FYI.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if this might be too soon for them to assess how successful it is, because they might want to wait to see over the 6 months how many extra orders are placed, how much, how many people didn't take advantage, so that it was maybe an advantage to them on the cost side on the books, and that kind of thing. So it might be too soon, but maybe they'll have some feedback. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they'll have some initial stuff, but it's probably, like you said, it might be like a process that they have to research it for a while and see how did it affect our company sales and all of that. So we'll keep you posted for sure. All right, Tara, thank you for the iPad cheat sheet. I love these. And guys, so when I do my coaching calls, what I always tell people is print them out. I keep mine in my planner, or I'll tape it up in my office, and I just keep working through it. And what I'm doing with my teams, the people that I'm working with and coaching guys, is I'm having them really go for the iPad Pro. And I know that if they're going for the iPad Pro, or 2 of them, that they're going to be getting Disney points and double dipping. I know they're going to be having those enrollments and setting themselves up for success for New Year's kickoff and the big announcement that they're going to have there.
Wait,
so,
what do you mean 2 of them? You can earn 2?
Yes. If you enroll 16 people, you can get 2. If you promote 8 consultants, you can get 2. Not 1 of each. I wish it were you could do 8 enrollments and get 1, and then do the 4 consultants and get your second. But it's one or the other. But you can earn up to 2. Huge. And guys, on the live, I don't know if you saw, Civil was saying that's all she uses. That's her computer, her iPad Pro. She doesn't have a laptop or a desktop. That's what she uses. I have the same thing. I have the case from Apple with a keyboard in it. Excuse me. And I bought the pencil, and it's just so smooth, and it's so neat to bring to a meeting when it's charged, huh, Dana? I brought it to a business meeting Dana and I had, and I didn't have the pencil charged, and then it didn't work, and I had to do it on paper. But anyway, so I just love all of these promotions and incentives. So keep talking to your team about that and pumping the promotions, because so many people, maybe they didn't care at all about Disney, but maybe this iPad could be a gift for their children for Christmas. So, never, even if it's something you're not excited about, never underestimate that your team might be so fired up for it. Like I've shared with you guys, I personally am not super excited about Disney, but I have so many people that are really working their butts off to earn that so they can take their kids to Disney for the first time, a lot of them. So keep working on those things. I have 1 GoPro ticket left for Vegas. So if anyone is interested in that, let me know. All kinds of famous people are going to be there. Magic Johnson. I can't even think of the huge list, but that's going to be December 4th through the 6th in Las Vegas. So if anyone's interested in that or has someone interested, let me know. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys is something exciting. I share with you guys often that I love when you have ideas and you come to me, because I've got a lot of ideas, but sometimes they just don't get to, I don't get to actually implement them. And I love when you guys come to me with group ideas and, trying different things out. So I had 3 people personally approach me on something, and I just think it's something that you're all going to be excited about. So we're going to run a beta test with this, see how it goes, and then get more people involved. But what it is, and I'm going to have Lori unmute and talk to you guys a little bit about it with me too. We have thought about this and talked about this for some time, but we have our HHP page for prospects interested in the products. We want to have a beta test for a business page for prospects that are interested in the business. So we talked about maybe adding them to ISA for Wealth, and that just made me a little bit uncomfortable because it's so heavy in recognition and other stuff that a prospect might just get lost there. So we're going to run a beta test. It's going to be called Own Your Life. We're going to have it ready. We're hoping this week that we can add you guys to it, and then you can start adding your prospects to it. In the beginning, we're going to have kind of, it's going to be tight on, we don't want 1 million posts. We don't want it to be as huge as HHP. We want the posts to be very thought out, and we even have like kind of a plan on, you know, what we're going to post each day in the group. But basically what we're going to do is use this as a group. If you have someone that's interested in the business opportunity, in network marketing, that just wants to come and check it out, that's where we're going to put your business testimony. So for those of you guys that are in the business testimony Facebook group, we're waiting on testimonies. We're getting ours all uploaded. John may have his in there and Lori may have hers. I'm doing mine today. So we're waiting for your testimonies. If you haven't offered to do it and you still want to, it's not too late. So that's where we're going to post the testimonies. We're going to post all kinds of information in there that will get people excited about network marketing, excited about Isagenics and our vehicle for network marketing. And Lori, do you want to unmute and just share kind of some of the stuff we've been talking about, kind of fill in the gaps for what I haven't shared? Are you able to unmute?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I think you did a good job. I'm just excited for, I wouldn't think that you're probably putting as many people, and definitely just like HHP, I would let them know, you know, when you approach them or when they approach you that you're going to add them, and not just be plopping people in there. People don't even notice they're in there. Second of all, I think they almost all have to accept anymore on Facebook.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was going to mention is, for those of you doing your testimonial, keep it under 3 minutes. Like, it was a good practice for me to get an under 3 minute testimonial, because they're not going to listen to anything longer than that. Honestly, 2 minutes would be even better. So it has to be under 3 minutes, I would say, for us to put it in there. Just FYI, because I know that's hard for some people, myself included. Otherwise,
are you able to explain the unit thing? Because that's a little confusing for me.
Well, Tyler came up with that, but I don't think many people have probably seen it before. But now I think when you go in there, hopefully it will make sense. But we're going to have a welcome post. Either myself or Tyler will have that, similar to what you have in HHP. But what we're trying is, instead of posting all the links there, we're directing them to Facebook pages now, or groups now have this option that you can create units. So it's kind of like tabs in a way, and we can have them all at the top, and you direct them to the ones, like we'd have 2 required ones, like Business of the Future, and I drew out the Power of 2. And then you would also direct them maybe to, if they're a millennial, to Start Your Life. If they're a woman, Enterprising Woman, or whatever one you think. We put almost all the videos that are in wealth creation section of ISA movies, plus a couple others in there. So I would say the biggest recommendation is get familiar with all those if you're not already. I know some of them are older if you haven't. And then that way you always know. It shouldn't be hard to know which video to show to a new person about the opportunity, especially now with this group. I know that people have that question a lot. Yeah. But it should, in the welcome post, direct them. And I'm thinking, I don't know, you know, Tyler was explaining it. I'm hoping it just seems self-explanatory from the welcome post. Yeah. I think it will.
And we could have gone on thinking about doing this for another year, but we're like, let's just do it. We'll get it. It's a beta. We'll take feedback. We'll make it better, and we'll get to the point where we'll get more people involved in it as well. So in the beginning, we'll invite you guys, and then once we're ready to go live and let you invite prospects, we'll let you know. We're hoping actually this week. And then our goal is to get these people that are interested and offer a once a week webinar where it's a business webinar that we have slides set up, and it's all business. So we'll talk very, very little, if anything, about the products. I mean, we're going to talk about the products. We will never forget it's a product first company at all, but we really want to get people excited about network marketing, about the business and all of that. So we're going to drive them to a weekly webinar. We'll take turns hosting them and then bring them back to you. So if they get on, you add someone just like HHP. You add someone to the group, they get on a webinar. At the end of the webinar, we say, all right, now get back to the person who invited you to tonight's webinar to get started. So we'll do that. We're still talking about and coming up with the slides for that. Tyler has already done a few of these webinars. So they're kind of combining his slides with Lori's. Lori's done a few of these events as well, and to come up with a really nice slide deck and all of that. So our goal here is to do the same thing that we've been doing so wonderfully as we've tweaked and worked with HHP, doing that same thing for business leads. It'll probably be a lot smaller because most people come for the products. We know that, but we're hoping that the ones that are interested in and open to learning about the business, that we can get really excited. Anything else, Lori?
I was just going to say, if you don't want to do a video, it doesn't have to be a video for your testimonial. And you don't have to do one at all, but I'm sure everyone in this group or that's on the call would like to have that presence there, or guide your people to your story, at least tag them in it or something. And we're not going to flop. I don't think we're going to put them all in at once, kind of sprinkle them. So you have some time, but you can do a quick, short, under 3-minute video, or if you would rather type out, a couple paragraphs of your story, financial story, then you could do that too. So, because everyone learns a little differently. Some people really like video. Some people would rather read something. So it might be good to have a little bit of both.
Yeah, but like Lori said, we want your presence there, because if you're going to be inviting prospects to the group, we want them to see you in there too. So, definitely let me know. So if you're not in that business testimonial page where we're kind of doing a holding tank with these videos, let me know and I'll add you to that after the call's over. And whenever you're ready to upload it there, well, that's where we'll start, is we'll upload it in that group, and then we'll move it to this group once we're ready. All right, any comments, feedback? You like the idea?
I love it. Yes.
Good. Tiffany, I knew you would. Tiffany's on the same wavelength. Awesome. Any questions? It'll be a work in progress. We will, just like HHP, I'm sure we'll fall and fall on our faces on a few things, and then we'll figure it out and fix it and make it better and better and better. But I think we can all agree HHP has been such a blessing for our team, and to be able to have that as a tool, especially for new people. I think, more than anything else, for a new person that really isn't comfortable sharing yet, for them to have that as a tool is so huge. And, for this, that's what we're hoping. It'll be the same type of an amazing tool that will help everyone.
Hey, Cindy, it's Ann. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Anybody have a great way to figure out who the heck they added to HHP, since we've made that welcome post? Is there anybody that, I'm not organized. And I'm like, do I just have to go through all 35 or 3,600 ads and figure out who I added? Does anybody have another?
If you go to members, click on members, the ones you added should be at the top.
That's true. Thanks, Tara.
I don't think it always works that way, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
I was like so excited.
No,
I think yeah.
Yeah, I check it manually, Ann. So I still use the HHP tracking form, and every time I add somebody, I put it in there, and I've paid.
Just Tiffany.
And if you go to members and you do Control F, which is like find, and you put your name in, it will dig deep. You have to kind of go page by page, but because like what Tara said, I think that's your more recent ones will be up top. There's definitely buried ones.
Right, but Control F, right? You can find it on that page, the name.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what? Live and learn, right? When we went to it, it was great, and I realized there's Yeah. And you know what? We got to go back and look at all those people because this
Never
is when
know.
we're planting the seeds for 2019. So I am loving on people like love.
That's awesome. That's
Like what was that, Ann?
All right, guys. Any other comments, feedback, anything else? Yes, Whitakers.
I just wanted to give a kudos to a teammate that we have who's not on here, but we went to that Super Saturday up in Wisconsin over the weekend.
Yes.
Really small venue. There was maybe 100 people there, if that. And it was their first time running one, and they did a great job. Had some people from Arizona, different states come and present. But they first started out teaching you how to share your story, and they had a girl and a guy. They asked for a volunteer of both to jump up and share their story. So one of the guys in our second line, it was his very first event. I'm doing a virtual event tomorrow night, so he had just written his story to show me. And when they asked for a volunteer, he ran up on stage and shared his story for the first time, which was so cool. And in my virtual event tomorrow, all 8 of the people presenting, it's their first time sharing their story. So if anybody wants to invite people to the virtual event, it's going to be tomorrow at 7:30 Central Time. And I'm having anybody who's shared their story in the past, or all the leaders, put theirs in the drop your transformation below at 8:05, which will be my last picture post before I close the event. So if anybody wants to get into the event or invite their friends or share your transformation, you're all welcome to. And it is called Fall in Love with Yourself.
Love it. I'm writing it down. Thank you. That's awesome.
Oh, here, Cindy, I don't know if anybody else was, but did anyone else get the ISA or the insights? I was invited to do a beta test for retention. So they're working on software that can predict which of your personally enrolled customers are most likely to stop purchasing Isogenics and when this might occur. So I'm going to be on a Zoom on the 12th to go over any details and whatever. And the test is going to run from mid-November to the end of March.
Yeah, that was much cooler than the beta on the vitamins. Did anyone get that one? I was like, oh, I wish Ann was here in my back pocket. There were so many words that were like way, way over my head.
Carly, I was like, I don't know. Like half of it was like, I didn't even know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Alex, are you going to do it? Yeah. Okay, good. Me too.
Awesome. All right. There was one more thing. Oh, tonight's call, you guys. All right. So Ellen Bradley Gaines is going to be our guest on tonight's call. I did a post last week. When I always ask people when I'm going to interview them, what is their favorite thing to train on or share? Because I just love, for me, it's always creating leaders. Like I could talk about a million things. I can talk about connecting. There's other things I can talk about. But if someone were to ask me that, it's working with leaders and developing leaders. So I asked her, and she is just the cutest thing ever. And she's like, I want to do what your team needs. And so it was her idea. She said, put a post up in your business page, ask them what's holding them back. If they're feeling stuck in one area of their business, if I can do one thing to help them tomorrow night or whatever, next week, I want to know about it. So I did a post last week. I'll find it and bump it back up. Make sure you guys everybody has a chance to respond to it. I sent her what I had. People responded right away. So I already sent her a screenshot of all of that, but I'll see if there's any new suggestions in there. So tonight, her goal is to help anyone that comes on the call. If they're feeling, if there's one thing that they feel they need to learn about or do to get their business to the next level, that's what she wants to do tonight. So I'm really excited about it. She's just kind of taking a little bit of a different approach, and she has such a beautiful heart to help people. And she's kind of like, she did a presentation very similar to Jimmy Smith. And I don't know, how many of you guys got on Jimmy Smith's last week? Was there several of you? Did he lose any of you, or did you guys do good with that? Good. Those of you that are number people are like, yeah.
I hate to say it. I liked the numbers, but I also thought he went on a little bit too far.
And it was fast. Like for a 90-year-old guy, I am having a hard time keeping up with it. It was definitely fast.
And for those of us who aren't numbers people, I was bored to death.
Yeah, it honestly, it was difficult. I'm still going to get him on a call for us because I want to interview him. I think that'll be fabulous. But Ellen had just done a presentation very similar to his the week before, and she was on his call too. So she was chatting with me a little bit about that. So she's really prepared for tonight. She is so excited to share with everyone. So please try to get on live, try to be on camera, let her see you, and be active in the chat box, because I have a feeling that she will, even if there's questions that arise after the fact, if we have time, she'll probably look at the chat box too. And, you know, her goal is to make sure that she really delivers tonight. So I'm hoping to see you guys there.
Cindy,
Right.
did you say it was at 7, right? Is that 7?
Yeah, we had to go an hour. Thank you for reminding me. We had to go an hour earlier because her team call is the same as ours. So she said, I really want to do this for you, but I have to go an hour early. And I said, all right. I said, I will remind everyone on our call today. Ann, I would have forgotten. Thank you so much. So remind everyone, guys, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So it's an hour earlier. Of course, I will record it, but I'm hoping that we can still get a lot of people on there, even though it's a little bit of a time change. Awesome. Anything else, guys, before we go? All right. Happy cycle jumping, guys. Get the word out about these awesome promotions. I hope that many of you see cycle highs this week and feel really great about the week. And if you need anything in the meantime, before next Monday, just reach out. Thank you, guys.